You want some candy?
In the small, secluded town of Elora, Ontario, tucked away beneath a pristine layer of snow, the days leading up to Christmas Eve always brought a mix of anticipation and fond memories. Every year, my cousins, Garrett, Chris, Jake, and I were irresistibly drawn to the annual tradition of visiting our grandparents' aged yet charming house for a Christmas Eve like no other. Their cozy home, adorned with twinkling lights and ornaments steeped in the history of countless holiday seasons, exuded a quaint, picture-perfect charm. Perched on the outskirts of an expansive, mysterious forest, the house boasted an eerie allure with its weathered wooden beams and creaky floors. Despite its haunting features, spending Christmas in this enchanting, rustic setting added a magical touch to the festive season. The wind's distant howl and the muted footsteps of woodland creatures in the snow-laden woods created an atmosphere filled with wonder. And of course, the culinary delights crafted by my grandmother were always a highlight. However, what truly set our annual visit apart was a unique tradition. As the clock struck 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve, my cousins and I would bundle up in layers of coats and scarves, venturing outside for an adventure. The allure of the winter forest, aglow in moonlight, beckoned us into its depths. With eager steps, we would dash out the squeaky back door, plunging into the moonlit wilderness. The woods unfolded as a mesmerizing labyrinth of towering pines draped in heavy snow. Silver moonlight painted eerie, elongated shadows, and the air whispered with the secrets of the winter night. Our boots crunched through the snow, and our breath hung in the frigid air as we ventured deeper into the forest. Excitement built with each step, and our laughter echoed through the silent woods. It was a tradition that had woven its magic into our lives for at least 5 years, offering a connection to the holiday spirit beyond the warmth of the house. Amidst discussions of Christmas wishes and typical guy banter, our journey took an unexpected turn. Peculiar footprints in the snow, distinct from our grandfather's usual mischievous tricks, lured us further into the forest. Driven by curiosity, we followed the ominous trail. The woods thickened, trees closing in like silent sentinels, and the atmosphere shifted from excitement to unease. The footprints led us deeper, and as we realized we had surpassed our previous ventures from the house, the light-hearted fun morphed into a thrilling, slightly eerie experience. Turning a corner, our breath caught. Under the pale moonlight emerged a chilling sight, a figure clad in a ragged Santa Claus costume, beard matted and eyes bloodshot. His grotesque smile, stretching impossibly wide, revealed teeth stained with fresh, glistening blood. Time seemed to freeze as we stared in terror at this nightmarish version of Santa. The silence shattered with his maniacal laughter, and he advanced toward us like a predatory beast. Panic surged, and we fled, hearts pounding, screams lost in the frigid air. Adrenaline propelled us at unprecedented speeds until, distracted, I tripped over a log, losing my flashlight. As my cousin sprinted ahead, I debated between finding my flashlight or joining the escape. Frantically searching the ground, I heard the ominous sound of deer hooves. Panic fueled my sprint, rejoining my cousins just as we emerged back into our grandparents' yard. The once welcoming inflatable Santa on the porch now appeared ominous. We rushed inside, locking the door behind us. Amidst the parents' drunken card game, we recounted our harrowing tale, met mostly with laughter, except from Grandpa. Uncharacteristically serious, he believed our story. Retrieving his shotgun, he directed us to play cards while he investigated. Tension hung thick as we listened for the sound of gunfire, but it never came. Grandpa returned, calm and composed. As midnight approached, families prepared to leave. Walking to the driveway, I glanced at the shed by the woods. Santa, now recognizable despite a massive gunshot wound, slumped outside the shed, adding a chilling epilogue to our unforgettable Christmas Eve.
It's almost an unspoken truth that the greatest fear for any parent is the prospect of losing their children. 3 days ago, that fear morphed into reality for me when I nibbled on Santa's cookie and ascended the stairs to rouse my 2 boys. Clyde, the youngest, was already wide awake, perched patiently on his bed, eagerly anticipating my cue to descend and embark on the gift unwrapping ritual. It wasn't particularly surprising. What 12 and 7-year-old boys sleep in on Christmas morning? What did take me aback was the vacant space on Jack's bed. He was nowhere to be found, despite my ensuring he was snug in his bed and bidding him goodnight around 9 p.m. the previous evening. Supposedly, detectives are still in the midst of their investigation. Yet, I'm keenly aware of the chilling statistic that once the initial 48 hours elapse, the odds of locating my son dwindle significantly. I'm also reasonably certain that I'm still under suspicion, though their preliminary probe failed to implicate me. Earlier today, while assisting Clyde with his math homework, I tossed one of his small Nerf footballs across the room. After a few bounces, it nestled itself between the wall and Jack's bed. Retrieving it, I shifted the bed slightly away from the wall and noticed a loose floorboard. I can't fathom how this eluded both my scrutiny and the detectives who meticulously combed through his room. However, once noticed, it was glaringly obvious. What I stumbled upon might hold clues about Jack's disappearance. As a single father juggling 2 kids and a full-time job, time was a luxury, especially during the holidays, to uphold the myriad Christmas traditions of my own childhood. So, on the first day of December, when I spotted the somewhat tattered-looking elf on the shelf, I was genuinely impressed that Jack had taken it upon himself to initiate this tradition for his younger brother. When I inquired about it initially, his demeanor underwent a stark change, insisting that no one should ever touch the elf. Respecting his wish, I played along, mindful of the folklore that the elf loses its magic if touched by a human. Each morning, the little elf would appear in a new corner of our modest home, and I couldn't have been prouder of my son for being such an exceptional older brother. The reason I mention the elf is that beneath the floorboard in Jack's room, I discovered a homemade children's book titled Elf on the Shelf. The writing was scrawled with different colored markers, clearly the work of someone with an unsteady hand. I handed the book over to the detectives, but not before transcribing a copy for my records. I'm at a loss about what to make of this, but I am certain it's connected to whoever has taken my son. Have you ever wondered how anyone could know if you're naughty or nice each year as you grow? For hundreds of years, it's been a big secret. It now can be shared if you promise to keep it. This year you were chosen, he sent me to you. I watch and report on all that you do. My job's an assignment from the big man himself. I am just his helper, a little scout elf. While I'm here visiting the place you call home, remain in your room. Be sure not to roam. Once you are ready, the mission can start. Whose name will you scream as he rips out your heart? Will it be Father or Clyde? He can't take you all, so you must decide. Each night while you're sleeping, to your room he will fly. No one can know, or else they will die. Of course, a little magic helps me be quick. I record your whole day and report with a click. I tell him if you have been good or been bad. The news of the day makes him happy or sad. One word about this and I'll report to the boss, but keeping this secret will not be a loss. In the car, at the park, or even at school, word will get out if you break a rule. He will be gone before you awake. Speak a word to anyone, and your brother he'll take. You'll jump out of bed and come running to see who'll be the first to beg and to plea. Maybe in the kitchen, the bathroom, or the den, is where you'll find dear Clyde met his end. I can hide on a plant, a shelf, or a frame. Where will I be? Let's make it a game. There's another important rule you must know. Choose to ignore it and his rage will grow. Keep your window unlocked before you climb into bed. Think wonderful thoughts inside that little head. I wish every girl and each boy a safe place to hide. Until next year, when I visit young Clyde. I am only telling you this out of desperation. If anyone knows anything that could help locate my sweet boy, please contact me right away.